Allow me to tell you about the story of Cupid and Psyche. It was written by Lucius Apuleius Madurensis. Before proceeding to the story, let us first familiarize the characters and their characterization. First is we have Cupid, the god of love and desire, the son of the goddess Venus, and he is the fairest male carrying a lyre or a bow and arrow. She is Psyche, the youngest daughter of the king and the most beautiful maiden that surpassed the beauty of the goddess Venus. Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, the mother of Cupid. Apollo is the god of Greek prophecy and healing. Zephyr, the sweetest and mildest of wind. We also have Charon as a ferryman. Cerberus, the three-headed dog. Ceres, the goddess of agriculture, grain crops, fertility, and motherly relationship. Persephone, the goddess queen of the underworld and the wife of the god Hades. He is Jupiter, the god of the sky and the ruler of the Olympian god. He is the king, the father of Psyche. Lastly, the two sisters of Psyche. Let us now proceed to the story of Cupid and Psyche. There was a king who has three daughters, all of them possess an alluring beauty, but the youngest Psyche excelled her sisters so greatly. The fame of her surpassing beauty over the earth and everywhere men journeyed to gaze upon her. Venus was enraged by this and sent her son Cupid to make the girl fall in love with the vilest and the most despicable creature there is in the whole world. Venus showed Psyche to Cupid. As he looked upon her, it was as if he had shot one of his arrows into her heart. He said nothing to his mother. Psyche didn't fall in love at all. Apollo told her father that her daughter was doomed by the prophecy. He commanded the girl to be left at the edge of the cliff. Psyche waited there for her doom. On the hilltop of darkness, Psyche sat waiting for she knew not what terror. There she wept and trembled. A soft breath of air came through the stillness to her, the gentle breathing of Zephyr, the sweetest and mildest of winds. Psyche woke up beside a bright river. On its bank was a mansion, stately and beautiful as true built for a god, with pillars of gold and walls of silver and floors inlaid with precious stone. Throughout the day, except for the strange companionship of the voices, she was alone, but in so inexplicable way she felt sure that with the coming of the night, her husband would be with her. When she felt her beside her ear, all her fears left her. She knew saying him that there were no monster or shape of terror, but the lover husband she longed and waited for. One night she was warned her sisters were coming to visit her. Cupid allowed them, and next morning they were carried to the house by the same wealth. They saw her wealth and were immediately jealous. Psyche asked Cupid the next night if she might see her sisters again, and she gives in to her but warns her that they are planning evil. When they wake up, they reveal the oracle of Apollo and convince that her husband was not a man but a fearful serpent. When he lay sleeping peacefully, he summoned all her courage and lit the lamp. She tiptoed to the bed, holding the light high above. She gazed at what lay there. The relief and the rapture that filled her heart. No monster was revealed, but the sweetest and the fairest of all the creature. Some of the oil fell from the lamp upon his shoulder. He started awake. He saw the light and knew her faithfulness and fled from her. She rushed after him into the night. She could not see him but heard his voice speaking to her. Love cannot live where there is no trust. The God of love, he was my husband, and I wished that I could not keep the faith with him. I can spread the rest of my love searching for him. If he has no more love left for me, at least I can show him how much I love him. And she started her journey. She had no idea where to go. She knew only that she would not give up looking for him. Psyche came into Venus' present. The goddess laughed aloud and asked her scornfully if she was seeking for a husband, since the one she had nothing to do with her, because he had almost died for burning which she had given to him. Venus gave some task to Psyche. The first task is Venus took great quantity of the smallest of the seeds, with poppy and millet and so on, mixed them all together in a heap. Psyche was heartbroken, could not stare at her task, but a group of ants performed the task for her, and must lay all altered every seed with its kind. This is what Venus found when she came back, and very angry, for she was to see it. The second task. The next morning, she devised another task. Down the river bank, where the bushes grew thick, are shipped with fleeces of gold. Psyche must fetch off its shining wool, and Psyche accomplished this by pulling the wool from the sharp briars. Venus received it with evil smile, and said that someone help her. The third task, Venus made her get a vial of black water of terrible, which is called hateful, the river of Styx. This time her savior were an eagle, who poised his great wings beside her, seized the flax from her with his beak, and brought his back to her full of the black water. From there, the road led straight to the palace. Cerberus, the three-headed dog, guarded the doors, but if she gave him a cake, he would be friendly and let her pass. Venus kept on and cannot accuse Psyche in some stupidity. The only effect of all that had happened was to make her try again. Venus gave Psyche bags which she could carry to the underworld and asked Persephone to fill with some beauty. Psyche found her directions how to get Persephone's palace, first through a great hole of the earth where she must give the ferryman Charon a penny to take her across. Persephone was willing to do Venus a service, and Psyche, greatly encouraged, bore back the bags, returning far more quickly than she had gone on. Her next trial, she brought upon herself through her curiosity, and still more her vanity. She left she must see what the beauty charm in the bags was, and perhaps use a little of it for herself. She was unable to resist the temptation, and opened the bags. To sharp her disappointment, she saw nothing. Immediately, however, a deadly languor took possession of her, and she fell into deep sleep. At this juncture, the god of love himself stepped forward. Cupid was healed from his wand and now longing for Psyche. She was lying beside the palace, and he found her at once. He had wiped the sleep from her eyes and put it back into the bags. Then waking her with just a prick from one of his arrows, and scolding her a little for her curiosity, he bade her take Persephone's bags to his mother, and he assured that all thereafter would be well. While the joyful Psyche hastened on her errand, the god flew up to Olympus. He wanted to make certain that Venus would give him no more trouble. So he went straight to Jupiter, the father of the gods and men, consented all at once that Cupid asked. Jupiter called the full assembly of the gods, announced all, including Venus, that Cupid and Psyche was formally married, and he proposed to bestow immortality upon the bride. Mercury brought Psyche into the palace of the gods, and Jupiter himself gave her the ambrosia, the taste which made her immortal. This, of course, changed the situation, so all came to a most happy end. Love and the soul had sought, and after sore trials, found each other, and that union could never be broken. The theme of the story is about love cannot live where there's no trust. As in the story of Cupid and Psyche, Cupid, the god of love and the star, falls in love himself. You'll guess that the major theme of the story is romance. Of course, it wouldn't be much of a story if Cupid and Psyche just fell in love and everything was immediately happy ever after. But when Psyche shows distrust in Cupid and gets a glimpse of what he looks like against his wishes, Cupid abandons her, showing that love cannot survive if there is no trust between two people. After determinedly completing a series of tasks, however, Psyche eventually regains Cupid and finds eternal bliss, perhaps teaching the lesson that lasting love can only be attained through dedication and struggle. And that is all about the story of Cupid and Psyche. Once again, this is Irish Romero from Basic English 2.